I'm Deborah Fries, founder and president of Boston Impact Initiative and a professor at Tufts University. And the module I'm about to introduce is on the Chaordic Path, and it's helpful if you've already watched the teaching about laying the foundation for integrated capital, because we talk there about finance and economy as a complex adaptive system. And when it comes to designing a community-based investment fund, the Chaordic Path is what I'm going to offer you as a way of approaching that design. And it relies on the notion that it's a complex problem that we're trying to solve. So this module explores how to embrace that complexity in the process of designing these community-based investment funds. The framework, this Chaordic Path, it's going to look linear to you. It goes from left to right across the screen. It is not linear. It is an iterative process. There are stages of the path that are going to make you return to earlier stages and reframe them. So there's no other way for me to do this than linear as I present it today, but know that you might go in and out of different sections of the path along your journey. So the Chaordic Path. So what is this word chaotic? It was introduced by Dee Hock, who is the founder of Visa, and he wrote a book called The Birth of the Chaordic Age that came out in 1999. And he coined the word chaotic as that mix of chaos and order. And here's his definition. It is the behavior of any self-organizing, self-governing, adaptive, nonlinear, complex organism, organization, community, or system, whether that system is physical, biological, or social, the behavior of which harmoniously blends characteristics of both chaos and order. That was a mouthful. So let me see if I can offer it a little bit more simply. Essentially what it's about is blending the novelty of chaos. Chaos is a space of innovation and surprise, with the balance and the foundation of order, and doing that without imposing command and control. So when we're working with life's natural inclination towards self-organization, this is a really good approach for creating a solution to complex problems. And I'm introducing you to this because we're going to use the Chaordic Path as our organizing principle for designing our funds. So let me start by introducing you to each stop along the path. The first is the need. Now you're going to hear me reframe that as an opportunity, but the need is the compelling reason for doing anything. It is that or who is served by what we do. And I want to invite you to think of it as opportunity, because while there may be a lot of need in the community, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's an opportunity for you to solve that need. So we have to look at what the causes and conditions are and where the solutions are. The second stop is purpose. A purpose is a clear statement of intent that binds us together in our shared pursuit. In the context of an investment fund, that's going to be your investment thesis. The next stop are principles, which express our fundamental beliefs about how we'll conduct ourselves, right? They're guidelines against which all of the structures that we use, the decisions we make, the actions, and the results we get will be judged. And in the case of an investment fund, the principles represent your investment criteria. So the people are both the usual and the unusual suspects. It's all the stakeholders who need to participate in an initiative to realize its purpose. And in the case of a fund, that is everybody. And we'll take a look at the many different stakeholders in a community who might care about our investment fund beyond the enterprises that we invest in and the capital that goes to them. The next one's a little elusive, the concept, which is a visualization or an articulation of the relationships between those stakeholders, and they enable us to pursue the purpose in accordance with the principles. So when we come back to that, I'll see if I can tease that apart for you a little bit. Limiting beliefs, they really show up throughout the entire journey, but they're here. So unquestioned models or patterns of behavior that limit the set of possibilities that are available to us. And so again, we'll revisit those all along the path. The structure is how we'll organize and resource ourselves to get work done. Again, what might be the legal structure for a fund? There's going to be a lot of elements of structure throughout the journey. Then we get to practice. And this is when we talk about designing investment funds, everybody jumps straight to practice. Like, who should I deploy capital to? Where should I raise it from? So that's inside of practice, but you can see that there's a lot of work that happens prior to getting there. Practice is the behaviors and the decisions and the actions that are taken by all of the participants in the structure. So you will see the capital deployment strategy there, the capital raising strategy there, the impact management and measurement strategy there. And finally, the last section, learn. And this is about focusing on learning so that we ensure we discover whether our practice is succeeding or failing at the fulfillment of our purpose, right? So we might have this purpose that we're really clear about and a set of practices. We need feedback loops in complex systems to ensure that the practice is in alignment with our purpose, or in fact, we learn from the practice that we've got to change our purpose a little bit or change our principles. So this chaotic path, everything feeds into each other. And the most critical aspect is continuous feedback loops and reflections so we can refine and iterate. And through that, develop an investment fund, an approach to community-based investing that works for what we really intend it to.